It is currently the 22nd of February, and here we go with the news. The first one is by The Guardian. Brit Awards 2018, Stormzy and Dua Lipa beat others to snatch top prizes. Give my phone 10 years as it's having one of those moments. Dua Lipa and Stormzy, two of Britain's most exciting breakthrough pop acts, have beaten much more experienced competitors to the top prizes at a ceremony at London's O2 Arena. Stormzy, aka 24-year-old South London grime rapper Michael Omari, beat big names including Sheeran and Liam Gallagher in the Best British Male category, thanks to the piercing flow and emotive biology showcased on his debut album, Gang Signs and Prayers. The LP also won the most prestigious award of the night, British Album of the Year, beating Sheeran as well as Rag & Bone Man J Hus and Lipa. Lipa may have lost in that category but picked up two other major awards, Best British Female and Best British Breakthrough Artist. The Kosovo Albanian pop singer has slogged her way to the top of the charts, immigrating to London alone as a teenager, working as a model and on the door of a nightclub while she launched her music career. Her hit single New Rules reached 1 billion views on YouTube this week, and current single IDGAF is in its fourth week in the top 5. The Brit Awards became the latest award ceremony to show support to solidarity with Time's Up movement, with artists including Lipa, Ed Sheeran and Camila Cabello wearing white rose pins or carrying white roses to protest against sexual harassment in the entertainment industry. Anne-Marie, Ellie Goulding, Sam Smith, Rag & Bone's Man, Rita Ora also made a gesture after the awards organisers invited attendees to adorn the pins, which were distributed before guests arrived on the red carpet. Receiving the first award of the evening for Best British Female Solo Artist, Lipa thanked every single female that's been on stage before me, that has given girls like me, not just in the music industry but in society, something to look up to and has allowed us to dream this big. Here's to women on these stages, more women winning awards and more women taking over the world. The singer-songwriter Rag & Bone's Man scored his third Brit Award, and his still ascending career. His earthy Anthem Human won Best British Single. Last year he won the Breakthrough Award as well as the Critics' Choice Award. He performed at the ceremony with the 2018 winner of the latter prize, soul and R&B singer Jorja Smith. Kendrick Lamar was voted Best International Male, following the incendiary politics and spiritual battles showcased in his blockbuster album Damn. He was a surprise performer on the night that also featured performance of Lipa, Sheeran, Stormzy, Justin Timberlake, Sam Smith, Rita Ora and Foo Fighters, who were awarded Best International Group, their fourth win in the category. In their 3-decade career, Lorde won Best International Female. A summer segment, Liam Gallagher performed Oasis' hit Live Forever in tribute to victims of the Manchester Arena bombing, after Ariana Grande pulled out earlier in the day due to sickness, despite his telling The Guardian earlier this week the Brits could F off if they think I'm going to go there and clap some effing idiot. It saw a roaring, poignant performance, Shortly thereafter, Godzilla, the cartoon hip-hop band formed by Blur frontman Damon Albarn and illustrator Jamie Hillert, finally picked up their first Brit Award, having lost out 9 times previously since they formed 20 years ago. They followed the release of their album Humans. They won Best British Group, beating the XX, Roy Blood, Wolf Alice and London Grammar. Albarn said, "I've got one thing to say, and it's about this country. This country is, believe it or not, quite a small little thing, but it's a lovely place, and it's part of a beautiful voice. Don't let it become isolated. Don't let yourselves become cut off, considering our size. We do incredible things in music. We've got real spirit and real soul, and don't let politics get in the way of all that beep." Host Jack Whitehall then whispered, "I think they were talking about Brexit." Just a slight hint. The night will have been a disappointment for Ed Sheeran, who, despite releasing the biggest selling album in the UK last year with The Divide, missed out on wins in the biggest categories. He was, however, awarded a Global Success Award, a non-nominated prize that recognises international commercial success by British artists. After not even being nominated for the major prize at the Grammys earlier this year, it's clear that the public's adoration of singer-songwriters isn't currently matched by the industry's figures who vote for the awards. On the arena floor, the singer Jess Glynne told The Guardian, wearing a rose to show solidarity with the Time's Up movement. Women in music should use their platform to help enact change, because you're a role model to so many people. We've all experienced sexism in the past. I've been shut down and not had my opinions listened to. So I would say to all young women, stand for yourself and believe in yourself. The night was interspersed with political references, with Dermot O'Leary asked what was missing from this year's ceremony. Emma Willis presented an award with him, replied female co-host. The evening ended with a performance by Stormzy, moments after winning British Album of the Year, in which he rapped, "Theresa May, where's that money for Grenfell?" Here for some of the winners: Best British Male Solo Artist, Stormzy; British Female Solo Artist, Dua Lipa; British Group, Godzilla; Breakthrough Artist, Dua Lipa; Global Success Award, Ed Sheeran; British Single, Rag and Bone Man; British Album, Stormzy, Gang Signs and Prayers; British Video, Harry Styles, Sign of the Time; International Male Solo Artist, Kendrick Lamar; International Female Solo Artist, Lorde; International Group, Foo Fighters Critics' Choice Award, Georgia Smith; British producer, Steve Mack. End of article. Moving on to the HuffPost. Florida school students and parents safely asked Trump to address gun violence. Students and parents affected by mass shootings met with President Donald Trump at the White House on Wednesday to plead for meaningful action to curb gun violence. The administration billed the event as a listening session in the wake of the Florida mass shooting, but it quickly turned into a powerful and heartbreaking moment in the decades-long debate over gun control, as survivors and family members stood up and called on lawmakers to come up with solutions to gun violence. "We are here because my daughter has no voice. She was murdered last week and she was taken from us, shot 9 times on the 3rd floor. We as a country failed our children. This shouldn't happen." Andrew Pollock, whose daughter Meadow was killed last week at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida. "I am very angry that this happened because it keeps happening," Pollock added. while speaking directly to the cameras, how many schools, how many children have to get shot. It stops here with this administration and me. I'm not going to sleep until it gets fixed. Vice President Michael Pence, Education Secretary Betsy DeVos, and Parkland Mayor Christine Hunskowski joined Trump at the event, as well as dozens of parents and survivors of the Florida shooting, the 2012 Newton, Connecticut school shooting. Trump listened while survivors spoke during the event, but he later used the school shooting in Florida to make a case for looser laws and concealed carry permits. If he had a firearm, he would have shot, and that would have ended, Trump said about Stephen Stoneman Douglas, coach Aaron Fayers, who was slain. Trump also suggested ending gun-free school zones, opening more hospitals for mentally ill and toughening background checks. We're going to go very strong into age of purchase, and we're also going to go very strong into mental health aspects of what's going on, he said. Some of the participants at the session made a case for stricter gun control laws. How is it that easy to buy this type of weapon? Stoneman Douglas student Sam Slave, who asked of the ability to purchase an AR-15, an assault-style weapon used at by the Parkland gunmen. How did we not stop this after Columbine, after Sandy Hook? I'm sitting with a mother who lost her son. It's still happening, he said, tearfully gesturing to Nicole Hockley, whose 6-year-old son was killed in the 2012 Sandy Hook massacre. After Sandy Hook, they said, we wouldn't let this happen again, yet it has continued to happen for 5 years. How many more deaths can we take as a country? Hockley said. This is one of the many secrets recent media appearances by groups of Parkland students affected by last week's shooting, which claimed the lives of 17 students and faculty members. Many have made strong calls for Congress to act on gun control legislation, and students and adults plan to participate in the March for Our Lives next month, a protest they're organising in Washington, D.C. and several sister cities. The Parkland shooting marked the 17th school shooting incident so far in 2018. Why is it still going? The next one's by the New Zealand Herald. When we eventually get there. As it happened, Winter Olympics, 2 medals in 2 hours for New Zealand. Azoi Sadowski, Synot, and Nico Porteous win bronze. Teenager Nico Porteous has claimed bronze in the freestyle skiing halfpipe final in the Winter Olympics in Pyeongchang, doubling New Zealand's medal tally at this year's games. Porteous secured third. Bug off. I don't own my own home. I'm gonna say bye on this, but sorry, I'll bring up the next one, which is also about the same thing, as I couldn't exactly get onto that one because of a goddamn advert. Now give me 10 million years and I will be there. No. Now probably Gaelic and Twitter. Brexit transition period could be longer than 2 years, leaked document reveals by HuffPost UK. Give my phone 10 years to actually respond. Theresa May is... I hate this phone sometimes. Theresa May is set for another showdown with Tory backbenchers after it emerged that the UK could be tied to EU rules for more than 2 years after Brexit. The Prime Minister announced in September that a post-Brexit implementation period would last around 2 years from March 2019, during which the UK would follow the rules of the single market and customs unions, but have no say in them. The draft negotiation proposal leaked by Bloomberg showed the government is open to that period extending beyond 2021 once the precise details of future trade between the UK and EU have been thrashed out. The revelation has provoked anger among Tory backbenchers, 62 of whom had already written to May, urging her to firm up her position in the negotiations. Reacting to the leaked document, the former Tory leader Ian Duncan Smith, who signed the letter, said, "This is not government policy. The Prime Minister has said up to 2 years, as have all her Brexit ministers. He added someone needs to put a red line through this and writes in the margin, not government policy rewrite. While May has talked of an implementation period lasting around 2 years, the EU chief Brexit negotiator Michael Barnier has called for an even shorter time frame, with the new relationship in place by December 31st, 2020. The UK has vowed to follow the rules of the single market and customs union throughout the time period, but will not have a seat at any other decision-making institution. Tory Brexiteer Jacob Rees-Mogg, who chairs the European Research Group of Conservative MPs, which signed the recent letter, has previously described the arrangement as leaving the UK as a vassal state. In the document draft leaked to Bloomberg, it appears the UK government is flexible on the length of the implementation period. It reads the UK believes the period's duration should be determined simply by how long it will take to prepare and implement the new process and new systems that will underpin the future partnership. The UK agrees this point to a period of around 2 years, but wishes to discuss the EU assessment that supports its proposed end date. Tory MP Andrew Bridgen, another signatory of the letter, is worried that such open-ended language will motivate Brussels to drag out negotiations on a final day in order to keep getting money from the UK in the EU's coffers. He told HuffPost UK, "I'm unhappy about it. In my 22 years of experience in business, negotiations go down to the wire. That's why you need a wire. It's clear that the EU don't want the UK to leave, so it's going to be in their interest to drag out negotiations for as long as possible." Commenting on implementation period, the Prime Minister's official spokesman said, "These things are a matter of negotiating. We are clear it is strictly time limited of around 24 months. What the PM has said is she will be guided by how long it takes to get all the arrangements in place, and we believe that will be around 24 months. End of part 1. End of article. It is part 2, and here we go. This phone still. This one's by The Sun. Theresa May hits back at Stormzy. Grenfell Christensen saying government has pledged £59 million helping survivors of disaster. And my phone is having one of those moments again. Theresa May hit back at Stormzy after the rapper launched a brutal attack on her at the Brit Awards. The PM insisted the rapper was wrong to slam her response to the Grenfell Tower disaster and claimed ministers have committed £59 million to helping the victims. She rejected the suggestion that she should contact him over his criticism of her. The Prime Minister's spokesman claimed the government has so far committed £58.9 million to supporting those caught up in the Grenfell tragedy, though it is not yet clear how much of that has actually been spent. That includes £15 million for rehousing those made homeless, £10 million for emotional support for survivors and families of victims, and £15 million to help the estate where the high-rise block was located. Another £3 million is going to community spaces for people affected, £2.2 million for local projects, and £6 million for more on a discretionary fund to help survivors. And £7.7 million has gone to councils to compensate them for the cost of dealing with the incident. Miss May's spokesman said the Prime Minister has been clear that Grenfell is an unimaginable tragedy that should never be allowed to happen again. The public inquiry was set up by the Prime Minister to establish what went so tragically wrong and why people weren't listened to for so many years. She's met with the families and survivors on a number of occasions. He said the Prime Minister wasn't watching last night's awards when Stormzy launched into a blistering personal attack, and he added that Miss May is not planning to speak on the Grime to the Grime star herself over his comments. During his performance at the Brit, Stormzy won 2 of 3 top prizes, took aim at the Prime Minister in the middle of his rap. He sang "You, Theresa May, where's the money for Grenfell? What, you thought we just forgot about Grenfell, you criminals? And you've got the cheek to call us savages. You should do some jail time. You should pay some damages. You should burn your house down to see if you can manage this." The tower in West London burned down in June last year, killing 71 residents. Survivors group Grenfell United welcomed Stormzy's intervention, saying it was a show-stopping performance. Several Labour politicians also went into row today in support of Stormzy, who is from South London, one of them being David Lammy. Speaking in Commons, SNP's Pete Wishart said it had taken on musicians to report the Remainist government to do the right things. Cabinet Minister Andrea Leadsom added, "I am always very happy to pay tribute to people who speak out about the importance of resolving the mental health of the nation." Where's Grenfell Tower's cash gone? The government's committed a total of 50. That bit I've already done. This one's next one about North Korea. Should be second to last. From NDTV News, North Korean closing Olympics delegation includes man blamed for sinking. North Korea will send high-level delegation to South Korea for Winter Olympics closing ceremony. Officials said on Thursday, including the man blamed for 2010 sinking of South Korean Navy ship that killed 46 sailors. The latest visit by officials from the normally reclusive North will coincide with a visit by a US delegation led by President Trump's daughter Ivanka. North Korean delegation will be led by Kim Yong-chol, Vice Chairman of the ruling Workers' Party Central Committee, and will stay for 3 days from Sunday, South Korea's Ministry of Unification said in a statement. Kim also heads the United Front Department, the North Korean office responsible for handling inter-Korean affairs. He was previously chief of the Reconnaissance General Bureau, a top North Korean military intelligence agency which South Korea blamed for the deadly 2010 sinking of Cheonan, a South Korean Navy corvette. South Korean Unification Minister Choi Myung-gun said the torpedo attack on the boat was carried by the North, but the government had not been able to confirm exactly who was responsible. North Korea denied having anything to do with the sinking. Kim is in charge of South Korea affairs, which is why we're accepting him, as we believe it would help improve inter-Korean relations and resolve the matter of denuclearization, Cho said Parliament. The Winter Olympics in South Korea have given big boost to engagement between the two Koreas. After more than a year of sharply rising tensions over North Korea's missile tests and its sixth and largest nuclear test in defiance of UN sanctions. Kim Yo-jong, the younger sister of North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, led a 3-day visit to the opening of the Olympics, and the North Korean leader later said he wanted to boost a warm climate of reconciliation and dialogue. Kim Yo-jong and the nominal head of state were the most senior North Korean officials to visit the South in more than a decade. Blacklisted sister was at the centre of a frenzy of international attention, especially when she appeared at the opening ceremony and stood only a few feet from US Vice President Michael Pence. She will not be a part of the delegation coming to the closing of the Games. The United States and South Korea have blacklisted the delegation leader, old military stalwart Kim Young-chol, for supporting the North's nuclear and missile programs. However, South Korea has decided to accept the delegation for good of the Games. The presidential office in Seoul said on condition of anonymity. Officials said South Korea had informed the United States of the visit, and they were in talks with Kim Young-chol's entry into the South. Another top Korean official, Ri So-kwon, will travel with Kim Yo-chol for the closing ceremony. Ri, who is also involved in inter-Korean affairs, accompanied leader Kim Jong-un's sister on her visit. The 8-member delegation coming to the closing ceremony would travel by road and would meet South Korean President Moon Jae-in in the Moon's office said. An official in Moon's office said Moon won an election last year promising to improve relations with the North. Nam Sung-wook, a professor in North Korean studies at Korean University in Seoul, said the North was sending a message including Kim Young-chol in a delegation. Given Kim Young-chol's reputation as a mastermind behind the Cheonan sinking, the North would believe his meeting with Moon would help dilute the negative image of him in the country, Nam said. Question over cost. Ivanka Trump would have dinner with Moon on Friday, and she had no plan to meet North Korean officials, and senior US administration officials said. Pence had been scheduled to meet Kim Yo-jong before the North Koreans cancelled the meeting at the last minute, US officials said. Nam said the North Korean delegation would not be overshadowed by Ivanka Trump. The Self-Unification Ministry did not specify where Kim Young-chol's delegation would stay. Kim Yo-jong and her entourage stayed at a 5-star riverside hotel in Seoul. Some South Korean opposition legislators and conservative groups have questioned amounts South Korea spent on North Korean delegation that attended the opening of the Games. The South Korean government officials said 240 million won, $220 $23,000 had been spent on Kim Yo-jong and her entourage during the 3 days visit. The International Olympic Committee paid about $50,000 for the training and preparation of North Korea's 22 Olympic athletes, or about $2,300 each. None of these athletes has won a single medal. Could possibly be our last article, this one, as I'm loading it up. If we get there. Kylie Jenner raised $1 billion in one tweet. I don't really want to. No. End of part 2. Here we go with part 3, and here we go with BBC News UK. Channel 5 ordered to pay £20,000 damages to evicted couple. Harry and Meghan letters sent to Palace being treated as racist hate crime. I thought antidepressants would turn me into a zombie, but they're keeping me in at the moment. Tech giants face new UK tax clampdown. Migration figures show highest number of EU nationals leaving UK since 2007. Justin Forsyth resigns from UNICEF. And a turtle jailed for murdering her baby son. M1 crash death, lorry driver, twice drink drive limit. Man jailed for homemade bomb UK terror attack plot. How to send to St James's Palace container substance is being investigated by police, with reports suggesting the letter was addressed to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Boy 2 killed in hit and run. Deep Space communication base coming to Cornwall. UKIP leader Henry Bolton and Joe Marnie, we're not racists. Sunderland owner Ellis Short prepared to give club away for free so long as any new owner takes on substantial debt. Care home pole dancing, Christchurch residents promised more. Women earn 43% less at Barclays. Doctor in India removed world's largest brain tumour weighing 1.8 kilograms, or 3.9 pounds. Dry and with sunny spells for many this weekend. Temperatures falling on Sunday as Siberian air takes hold, freezing even colder with wind chill. Army with anything but a gun. Teachers in the US are reacting to this, just suggesting they can carry firearms. Don't look down world's longest glass bridge, visited by thousands in China every day. UK could extend target to rehouse 20,000 Syrian refugees. Former Sussex priest guilty of sex abuse against boy. More KFC outlets reopen as chicken chaos eases. Absolute Sibling Goals. Euro 2017 Russian hooligan who attacked England fan arrested. Pauline's childhood was full of secrets, disruption and unpleasant surprises. It wasn't until she was 23 that she found out why. Mika McNeil and Mika Moore made it into the Winter Olympics after the public donated £40,000. That helped them finish 8th in the women's bobsleigh, Chibi's best results ever in the event. Antidepressants are effective for moderate to severe depression in adults. This is good news for patient careers and clinicians. Report author Dr. Andrea Cipriani explains the finding of a 6-year study into whether antidepressants work. Careless drivers overtaking cyclists in Cambridge face fines. David Wise makes history in halfpipe. The man who wants to fly his homemade rocket into space to prove Earth is flat. UK economic growth revised downwards. UK net migration falls to 244,000. RP7 appeal against ending life support. Tougher sentences for domestic abuse as groundbreaking new court guidance is published. British gas owner Centrica is cutting 4,000 jobs mainly in UK's energy supply business after group profits fell 17% to £1.25 billion. Incredible moment, a child falling from a third floor of a building caught by policemen in Egypt. And a child was lucky. A very lucky person. Like a very lucky child. Barclays report rising annual profits. Anti-precedent. Theresa May heads to Chequers for cabinet talks. Universities braced for 14 days of strikes over pensions. University lecturers begin strike in university pensions dispute. There have been pickets on campuses as university staff begin a strike in more than 50 universities. In a dispute over pensions, lecturers have walked out of universities, including Oxford and Cambridge, at the beginning of a month-long strike campaign. Petitions signed by 80,000 students, many backing the lecturers, are demanding refunds for lost teaching. Universities Minister Sam Gyimah has called for more negotiations, but Mr Gyimah says students deserve to receive the education that they are paying for. Many of this is a vital time to their studies. Members of the University and College Union are striking because changes to university's superannuation scheme will leave a typical lecturer almost 10,000 a year worse off in retirement, they say. Young academics could lose almost half of a total retirement income, says the union. But the employers group, Universities UK, says the scheme has a deficit of more than £6 billion, which cannot ignore. Industrial action is targeted at students. It will be young people in the next generation of students who will also suffer if their education deteriorates, because employers are forced to make cuts to payments. More into payments, said a Universities UK spokesman. However, there are indications that the UK may be ready to reopen talks on the issue. The UCU General Secretary Sally Hunt said, "We've been calling for talks for weeks, either directly through or through the ACAS. So if the UK are willing now to meet without preconditions with a view to resolving this dispute, this good news." And the proposed plan of the USS will change from the defined benefit scheme, giving members a guaranteed income in retirement, to the defendant contribution scheme, where pensions are subject to change in the stock market. The union says the existing scheme is performing well, and UK's determination to push through the changes and refusal to compromise has left them no alternative but to strike. Staff are angry, and significant disruptions on campuses across the UK now looks inevitable, says UCU General Secretary Sally Hunt. Industrial action comes as figures suggest university bosses took home pay packages worth more than £268,000 on average last year. The Times Higher Education analysis for university financial accounts shows the UK Vice Chancellors saw their pay rise by just over £10,000 on average, 4% in 2016-2017, nearly 4 times the 1.1 increase awarded to staff. At London City University senior law lecturer Keith Simpson said the pensions proposal would devastate academics' living standards in retirement. They're not particularly well paid, but they do have the benefits of some certainly that they retire. They will have a reasonable pension, he said. The union estimates that over 500,000 teaching hours will be lost during an escalating 4-week strike programme. Week 1, staff at 57 universities will walk out this Thursday and Friday. Week 2, the 57 will be joined by staff at 4 more institutions on a 3-day strike from Monday. Weeks 4 and 3 and 4, staff at a total of 64 universities will strike for 9 days. Members will refuse to reschedule classes lost on strike days. Students at about 30 universities have signed petitions asking for refunds. At King's College London, petition organiser Robert Leon, a third-year law student, said that if a university refused refunds, they were effectively profiting from the dispute, as they would not be paying lecturers on strike days. "I believe education is a public good and not a service to be sold, but we are being treated as consumers. If they insist on making us pay, we will insist on our money back." City University's petition asked for amounts saved by not paying striking lecturers to be divided among students affected. Katie Walters, co-organiser of Cardiff University petition, said she feared the dispute could drag on into the summer term, affecting final exams and dissertations. Although we fully support the lecturers, they work so hard and deserve good positions. This is a major disruption to our studies. Feelings are also running high among students at universities without petitions. Georgia Davis at St Andrews fear this dispute will mean pickets outside university buildings, limiting access to libraries and potentially affecting their final degree results. I really don't fancy pushing past lecturers who are losing tens of thousands of pounds just to get a book. We are being disadvantaged again. If I don't get a good Tier 1, what's the point, she asked. Secure and Sustainable Universities UK said institutions are doing all they could to minimise the impact of the industry action on students before they reach the stage of claiming compensation. UUK called the strike action disappointing and said the changes proposed will make the scheme secure and sustainable, safeguarding the future of universities. University staff will have a valuable pension scheme with employers' contribution of 18% of salaries, double the private sector average. So the UK spokesman proposed changes will affect staff at 68 all universities, staff at post-1992 universities, and members of a different pension scheme. End of article. Domestic abuse guidelines recommend tougher sentences. Man wounded in Cambuslang shooting. I was electrocuted in sensitive parts of my body. Mahmoud Mohammed Hussein was held without trial and says he was tortured by Egyptian forces. No, he was apparently arrested because of his t-shirt. End of BBC News UK. I'm going to say end of part 3 so we can easily do part BBC News World. So end of part 3. NRA in Florida, 7 things Wayne LaPierre blames after shooting. Syrian refugees in UK, we've lost nothing but our country. Wesley Knope, NRA under fire for parks and Redgiff. Nigeria's Boko Haram crisis. Dapchi anger over missing girls. Justin Trudeau rescinds India dinner invite to Sikh separatists. Kim Jong-nam murder, suspects were paid for TV pranks. Now still kind of a big thing. A woman was charged with killing Kim Jong-nam, the half-brother of Kim Jong. The woman charged with killing Kim Jong-nam, the half-brother of North Korea's leader, says she was paid to take part in a series of pranks before his death. City Aisha Asiya, 26, says she was taught to sneak up behind people in airports to wipe baby lotion on their faces. Mr. Kim died last February in Kuala Lumpur after highly toxic VX nerve agent was rubbed in his face. Miss Asiya and her co-defendant Dorothy Wan-Fi-Hyung have pleaded not guilty to murder and say they were tricked. Defense lawyers say the pair had been tricked to take part in similar pranks at airports, hotels and shopping malls in the day before Mr. Kim's death. A lawyer representing Miss Asiya told the court in Malaysia that she had been paid 4,000 Malaysian ringgit, which is roughly 370 British pounds and $1,020 by North Korean to fly to Macau, where Mr. Kim was reportedly living in self-imposed exile. He said the trip was arranged so she could play pranks for a reality TV program, but it was cancelled for unspecified reasons. Mr. Asiya sent a text message 5 days before Mr. Kim's death telling a friend that she was going to Macau for shooting, police say. Pyongyang has denied any involvement in the 13th February killing, but 4 men believed to be of North Koreans who fled Malaysia on the day of the murder have also been charged in the case. CCTV footage from the departure lounge in the airport showed 2 women approach Mr. Kim before placing something over his face. They were being watched by a group of seated North Korean men, thought to have been their handlers. who subsequently boarded flights to various destinations. Both Miss Asiya and Miss Huang were quickly arrested. They faced death by hanging if convicted. Kim Jong-nam was largely estranged from his family after being bypassed while inheriting the leadership in favour of his younger half-brother Kim Jong-un. He spent most of his time overseas in Macau, mainland China and Singapore. He has spoken out in the past against his family dynastic control of North Korea, and in 2012 book was quoted saying he believed his half-brother lacks leadership qualities. End of article. Execution plan for Alabama cancer-stricken inmate. How Streep slams prophetic Harvey Weinstein lawyers. Syria war new deadly raids. Rock rebel held eastern Ghouta. NRA's Wayne LePere echoes Trump's plan to arm teachers. Quantum computer court finds French worker over piracy. Arizona couple charged with locking up adopted children. Seychelles protected an area as big as Britain in Indian Ocean. Saudi Arabia to invest $64 billion in entertainment. Novartis case, Greek MPs to probe alleged bribery. Indonesian president pays $800 for a Metallica gift. Winter Olympics, Russia curler Alexander Krushelnitsky stripped of bronze for doping. Moscow University students protest World Cup fan zone. White nationalist Jared Taylor sues Twitter over ban. Game helpers players spot fake news. Avani Chaturvedi, first Indian woman to fly fighter jet. Kaleida camp letters that never really closed. Russian arrested over Euro 2016 attack on England fan. Sacked pregnant worker uses European court case. Winter Olympics, North Korea's General Kim Yong-chol to attend. Justin Trudeau's Bollywood wardrobe amuses Indians. And I do kind of see how. Amnesty accuses President Trump of human rights violations. Serial family struggling to survive in eastern Ghouta under siege. Red wine compound could help tooth decay and gum disease fight. Fear warm rooms over Syrian neighbours, Iran says. Explosion at US Embassy in Montenegro. What will Brexit mean for Britain's overseas territories? Meet a farmer who found happiness in an ancestral way of life. Israel foiled plane terror plot in Australia. How violent Sweden starve of hunger amid food crisis. Florida executive leaves over inappropriate behaviour. Venezuela's Maduro wants mega election amid opposition boycott. US St. Louis morning radio presenter gives birth on air. No, someone gives birth on air. As you do. Netanyahu aide agrees to turn state's witness. Nice, but like, yeah, end of it. So end of part 4, end of video.